Okay, I have a little setup here. Show you how to do a test on a double check valve. Okay, first thing we got to do is make sure this valve, which is valve number 2 on the check valve, is closed. Valve number 1 is open. Direction of flow, you always have to look at. Okay, first thing we do is we got to take air and water out of the test cocks, because if there's debris in here, and you could ruin your test kit. So what we want to do is just crack it open a little bit. That's all. Just a little bit. I mean, I've done this so many times. I know there's nothing in here, but I'm just doing it to show you. This is what you got to do. A little bit of water comes out, and a little bit here, and that's it. Okay, now it's closed. Make sure everything is closed. Okay, now what we're going to do on this gauge, you got a high. You can see it there, high, and the second valve on here is bypass, and the one is low. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the high side, and we're going to put it on test cock number 3. So we got it. This is test cock 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Now, make sure everything on the kit is closed, except we're going to open up a high side. On these two, it's the bypass and the low is closed. Okay? Now, what we do is we open this up. Oh, we got a little bit of a leak here somewhere. Now, let me tighten this up so I don't make a mess. All right, let's try that again. Okay, that's better. Okay, now you'll see the gauge is pinned. Okay? So now what you want to do is we have to close this. Shut off number 1. Now, you open up bypass slowly, and you'll see the gauge is going to move, go nice and easy till we get around 2 pounds. You need 1 pound minimum to pass. Okay, I stopped it at 2. Okay? Now, we come back over here, and we're going to open up test cock number 2. Now, what should happen, I'm going to open this up. A little bit will come out. That's it. Now, that stayed around 2 pounds. If that would have fallen down below 1 pound, that was a fail. Okay? So that passes right there. Okay, now, what we're going to do, we're going to remember to shut all this stuff down. Shut this down. And I'm going to actually drain the water out of the hoses. It's always good to do. I got it in a pail here. This way, when you disconnect everything, you don't get a bath. Then shut everything down. Shut everything down on the kit. Now, what we have to do is we have to shut this. Make sure everything is shut. We're going to move this from number 3. Sorry. And we're going to move it to number 4. This will be the same procedure we did before. I find this is the best way to do it. You can do this in a couple other ways. You can use 2 hoses, hook up one to the high side, one to the low side, and then you use the bypass to bleed the air out. But I find that this procedure works all the time. The regular procedure that I've taken in the course, and I've gone through this a few times, and it's not reliable to me. I don't know. I find this very reliable. So now, what we're going to do, we got to open this up to recharge up the system. Okay? We're going to open up, I'm going to open up A, which is the high side. And now we're going to open up, here we go. The gauge should be pinned, which it is. Same thing as before. Okay. Now, I slowly, oops, almost forgot something. We have to close this, otherwise you get a false reading. Now, we slowly. Gonna do it like we did before. We're gonna get it down to like 2. I don't want to go past it. Let's see if we can get it right on 2. Right there. Okay, perfect. 2. Now, if I open up test cock number 3, and let's see, that gauge should stay right where it was. Open. Okay. Action went up. Okay, and that's the way you do it. Now, remember, when you're done, if you're at a house, this is obviously a test station, you remember to turn the water back on again, close all your test cocks.